Hello, my name's Debbie. I run Rainbows End Creations. I make predominantly beeswax candles, but I also make beeswax wraps and furniture polish, and I hope to expand my range using beeswax from my local beekeeper. But today I've been asked to explain about beeswax wraps. Okay, wraps are made from 100% cotton, and they are infused with beeswax, pine resin and a little bit of jojoba oil. The pine resin and the jojoba oil help with flexibility and for the wrap to stick. You can make them with just beeswax, but they tend to crack. They're not as flexible. But there are loads of videos on how to actually make them if you want to make them yourself. So today I wanted to show you mine. So I change the style depending on the materials that are available, but I wanted to show you what they can be used for. Okay, this is obviously a round one. Now you can pop these over to use instead of tin foil or cling film. You can't use them with heat because the wax will melt, so you can't use them with anything that is predominantly sticky and needs to be washed in hot water, like meat, for example. You really need to be able to wash something with hot water for meat. These are washed using lukewarm or coolish water, to be honest, or cold water. If it gets very dirty, you can use a little bit of dish washing up liquid and just rinse them under the tap. Don't kind of squish them up and scrunch them, and that'll clean it off, and then just leave it to dry. If they start to get a bit cracked or you notice some of the coating coming off, you can buy kits. I do kits, and you can redo it yourself. It's not a throwaway thing, it's to avoid throwaway. So yeah, if you have any questions, fine, I will put at the bottom where you can find me. I'm quite happy to answer questions, even if you're doing them yourself. I'm quite happy. So this is the basics. Okay, my hands are a little bit cool, which is why I tend to make mine just a tiny bit thicker, because I'm not a great one for faffing about. But look, you just see, hands, the heat. Now that's what the resin and the pine do. Sorry, I've just got to check the camera placement. There we go. See, it can go over your bowl, not a problem. They can't go in the microwave, that's for Gary, because it will melt, the wax itself will melt. You can use them to do cheese, anything like that. You just put your hands on it and it will stick to it. So these are some options that I do at the moment. I just want to show you quickly, if you can see. Sorry. Okay, there you go. There you go. My boxes are handmade using recycled card. Okay, so without further ado, this is the pocket that I've been talking to people about on my Facebook page predominantly, but I'm everywhere. Okay, you fold it yourself, and then it makes a little pocket. Okay, and then you just fold it, and you can put a button on. I can put a button on. I do plan to make some with buttons, but I just haven't got around to it yet. And then you just like that, and you've got your pocket. So I shall show you with one of these. You fold corner to corner. Don't worry about being specific or making it perfect. Okay, it really doesn't matter. So corner to corner, fold in, just making sure you can see what I'm doing, and fold in, and just gently push down. You don't want to push it too tightly because you don't want to squish it all together. Okay, so then you open it out, and can you see there's a little, so I'm just checking what you can see, the edge there, and you fold the first one into the second one. Okay, now if that wasn't clear enough, let me know and I'll redo it. I'll redo it a million times because, like I say, this is my first attempt, so give it a push down. Now you now have a pocket. You, depending on the size of your wraps, I mean, they're not all small like this. If you get a bigger wrap, or even a maybe bigger wrap than this, you can have really big pockets. You can fold over. Can you see how that's sticking? There we go. Just get a little bit of heat, and you have a pocket. You can use them to put raisins in for your kids. You can put a sandwich in it if you've obviously got it to the right size, whatever you want. And then you just unroll and pull it out. If you decide you do not like lines, you can iron them flat. They won't go 110% flat, as you can see. I've done it before. But put parchment or greaseproof paper under here and on top of your ironing board. I put extra layers underneath just to make sure, but you can reuse that over and over and over again. So you've got a layer on your ironing board, you've got a layer underneath, you've got a layer on the top, and a cool iron over the top, and it's nice and flat again if you want to use it for different shapes. Right, I'm not entirely sure what else. I will do a box, a box. I will do a video that I have been shown how to do the sewing them. Yeah, so like I say, I'll put where to find me in the box below, and if you've got any questions or any tips, you know, could you not see me properly? I'm not really very sure, because without staring at my hands the entire time, I'm not entirely sure what I was doing. So we'll see. I'd just like to give a shout out to one of my supporters who's been fantastic, Paula Thompson. And I must learn to stop saying Please, if you've got any questions, let me know, and I will try and do better next time. Bye bye.